Now, we all know there's only one correct way to perform a squat, and that's to full depth.
We're gonna do squats this way. Squat f***ing down, feet flat, like you're shitting over a hole.
I get it. Some people are not able to squat all the way down when they're working out. This may be due to past injuries, maybe due to tightness or stiffness, or it may just be that you've never been taught the right way to squat.
I have failed you, Anakin. I have failed you.
Getting deep in your squat is a necessity, and if you're struggling with it, I've got just the thing that's going to help you out. Now, there's a lot of debate about whether or not someone needs to squat to full depth and whether it's safe for your knees. Let's be honest, there's a lot of people on the internet that have no idea what they're talking about, and they sell you a lot of lies. There is nothing bad about squatting to full depth. In fact, there is research on the knees that shows squatting to full depth is actually one of the best ways to keep your knee joints healthy. I know that can be a challenge for some people as they may have limitations in their abilities, and there's ways that you can work around that. When you're in a workout, you can use things like boxes so you can sit to a target. You can use things like assistance, but we all know we want that freedom to be able to squat all the way down in our workout, have a good rep with good form. One of the major things that can affect whether you get full depth in your squat is your ankle range of motion and what kind of shoes you're squatting in. People are all built differently.
I'm built different.
So your squat may not look the same as somebody next to you, but whether you've got long legs, short legs, a long torso, or a short torso, getting full depth is something that you should be able to achieve. There are different techniques you can try to get assistance with your squat to get to full depth. Oftentimes people will place small plates under their heels to elevate the heel to allow them to get deeper. This may be an effective strategy if you're just performing squats, but there's an inherent safety risk when you're trying to step back onto something, especially with weight on your back. Similar to putting plates under your feet, there are devices like little ramps that you can also place under your feet, again, to elevate the heels. Just like our plates, these can present a problem with safety. And what if your workout has something other than squats in it? What if you have to move around? Having plates or wedges under your heels may not always be ideal. When it comes to footwear, there are shoes that are designed specifically to help with squatting. These typically are used with Olympic lifting or with powerlifting. But what about if your workout has something like running along with squats? Or what if your workout has something where you're squatting high volume with not so much weight? What if the movement is something like a wall ball shot, where you're squatting essentially body weight, but then you're tossing an object overhead? There are a lot of applications where having a heavy weightlifting shoe just doesn't work out. I mean, let's be honest, the last thing you want to feel like is somebody running in clown shoes in the middle of your workout. So the question we should ask is, how do we get the benefit of the elevated heel in a weightlifting shoe, but not sacrifice the lightweight and flexibility of a training shoe? Well, don't worry, there's already a perfect solution for that problem, and it'll fit in your pocket.
What?
One of the best things I've added to my gym bag over the last few years are Versalifts. These little wedges can be slid into any of your training shoes and give you that slightly elevated heel to assist with your squat depth. Additionally, they're super lightweight and flexible, which will allow you to do other things like running, jump ropes, gymnastics movements, things that don't necessarily require a ton of added stability. So you get the benefit of the elevated heel like you would in an Olympic weightlifting shoe, but you get the lightweight and flexibility that you need out of your trainer. Another major benefit is that these are a fraction of the price of an Olympic weightlifting shoe. Oftentimes, Olympic weightlifting shoes, if you catch a good deal, are going to run you about $150. Sometimes they can get up to $250 and $300. For just $30, you can have essentially a pair of Olympic weightlifting shoes that you can take on and off without having to buy another pair of shoes. You can also invest in a pair of these as a way to trial run to see if elevating your heel actually does help with your squatting. If you determine that they are helpful and that you want to explore other options, then you can look into an Olympic weightlifting shoe that I would also recommend be used only when you're doing heavier weights. The Versalifts come in 3 different styles. This is the middle height. There's also one that's slightly higher. That's going to be more geared towards just weightlifting. And they also make one that's slightly lower if you're only really using it for body weight. This middle level is high enough and sturdy enough to perform Olympic weightlifting and powerlifting, but is still lightweight and flexible enough to perform your body weight movements. If you're looking for an inexpensive way to assist you in your squats, getting that full depth that we all know to be beneficial, check out the link in the description of this video and give Versalifts a shot. I guarantee you will notice a massive difference in your ability to reach depth.